Hello there. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Brittany Cole, and I am a career and leadership speaker and coach. I absolutely love partnering with clients and inspiring audiences to identify your personal brand and to cultivate executive presence to help you elevate your business and career. If you follow me on social media, which I hope that you do, if you don't, you can find me here on Instagram at Style by Britt and Facebook at Style by Britt. That's 2 T's. You noticed that about mid-July, I posted a video, very small, quick clip from a larger talk that I was giving around remaining all in. So how do you maintain your level of commitment when you're met with change and challenges? And one of the keys that I shared about how you do that is cultivating strategic connections. And so I posted this video and the response was absolutely overwhelming. I mean, very, very positive in terms of comments under the video, as well as several personal messages requesting more information on the topic. So I only had 60 seconds in the post to share. And so what I thought I would do is share in a video like this a bit more about how you truly cultivate strategic connections. And so this actually spurred out of a blog post that I wrote in 2016, believe it or not. So I can vividly remember in 2016, ready to make a transition as it related to my career, and sitting down with literally a white sheet of paper and writing down from a networking perspective everyone that I knew that knew me, right? And I think there's a difference between people that you know, which is oftentimes what we think about when we think about network, and people that know us, right? So it's most advantageous for us to think about who are the people that know me and know what I do and know what I bring to the table, right? So I'm writing down this list of names, and I finish and I look at the sheet of paper and I'm like, okay, I've got this, got this list of names. That's great, but like, what does it really mean? And so I thought out just kind of this pyramid is really what it is, to kind of help me to identify and to characterize where these people truly are in terms of my support system and how I engage with them and what I can do to continue to cultivate the relationships. And so I truly believe that having a strong support network is essential for success. When I think back on every win I've ever celebrated or every lesson that I've learned from a failure or a challenge, in both instances, those have always been coupled with a laundry list of people. They've always been coupled with the assistance of other people to help me reach that positive result, or to pull me out from a bad situation and help redirect me and move me forward. And so I would definitely say that whether you're looking to expand your business, or whether you're looking to advance within your organization or to accelerate your career development, having a strong network is truly, truly important, and making sure that network is truly your support system, right? Not just people that you know, but people that truly support you. And oftentimes, if you're like me, you've had the question before, well, how do I know if someone really supports me? How do I know kind of if this person is someone that I could consider in my support circle, if you will? And I think, in my opinion, the most indisputable sign of support, without a shadow of a doubt, is investment. Right? When people are willing to invest in you, like, okay, these people support me. And I think oftentimes, especially as entrepreneurs, we think about support from a monetary standpoint, right? So we're about to launch a product or a service, and we want people who are buying essentially what we're selling. And yes, that's important. But when we think about cultivating strategic connections, particularly in the workplace, I believe that investments of time and talent are just as important, right? When you have people that are willing to sit down with you and people that are willing to pour into you and share their expertise and their talents with you, that's extremely important. So today I'm going to be sharing with you this pyramid of support, and we'll walk through kind of each of the 4 levels. And then if you would like to actually get a copy of, it's just a 1-pager, it's a front and back. I'll also throw this video in there as well. But it's a front and back network map, as well as the actual pyramid that I'll take you through. Feel free to join what I call the STYLElist. So it's my email list, but it's the community of folks that I share tips with, I share information like this, I share inspirational blog posts. And so if you'd like to hear more and to get the actual resources where you can jot down and plug in the names of your support system, feel free to go on my website and leave your email address. So we're thinking about this pyramid, and we've got this kind of, again, this idea of a pyramid in our mind. So when we look at the base, when we think about, the widest point of the pyramid where you will likely have the most people, level number 1 are spectators, right? These are the people that, you're walking down the hallway, at your office, and these are people that say, hey, Brittany, it's good to see you, right? These are people that recognize the work that you do. These are people that are observing your moves, are taking mental notes of your results, of your attitude, of your work ethic, right? These are people that see you. And if you're like me and you work in a large matrix organization, I think that's really important, right? That people that you have within your levels of support, people that are familiar with who you are and have some sense of what you do and what you bring to the table. Now, those people move up a level to the second level, which is encouragers, when they start to continuously share words of affirmation with you. So encouragers, just like it sounds, these are people that are going to say things like, hey, keep up the great work, or you did a really great job on that presentation, or I really like the way that you led that WebEx conference, right? These are people that are affirming you and affirming the work that you do, right? So like, okay, I've got good rapport with this group of people, right? And so if you're thinking about this pyramid, we've talked about spectators, we've talked about encouragers. I want you to think that there's a line across the pyramid, and when you sign up on the STYLElist and get the front and back resource, you'll see there's actually a line on the pyramid, because these next two, I believe, are vital if you're looking to transition. So whether you're looking to transition up and be promoted, whether you're looking to transition across to a lateral position or to a position within another organization, or transition out altogether, right? You're looking to move on into another industry or organization. I believe that you absolutely have to have supporters and you have to have advocates. So when we think about supporters, these are people that are going to ask, hey, how can I help you, right? These are the folks that are willing to invest their time and their talent in you, right? They're even willing to do it without a return. And I would definitely say just one of the key tenets for strategic connections more broadly or at all is making sure there's an exchange, right? Making sure that you're bringing something to the table with your different levels of support, as well as also making the exchange and receiving. But when you think about supporters, I mean, these are people that aren't even looking for the exchange, right? They want to pour into you. They're looking to support you. They're the people that say, hey, can I take a look at your resume? Or yes, I'd be willing to do a mock interview for you. Or yes, I'm able to, edit this cover letter, right? They're people that are willing to make that investment with you to help you reach your goals. Oftentimes mentors, right, are in this bucket, right? They are for you, that they're willing to make an investment in you. But when we get to the last level, the fourth level of support that's at the top of the pyramid, I want you to think of advocates as like supporters plus. Because oftentimes people think of supporters and think they're advocates when they may not be. So advocates are people that have the positional power and the influence to help you get where you're trying to go. So these are the people that say, hey, I met with the hiring manager on your behalf for the job that you're posting for, right? These are the people that have the seat in the room that you don't necessarily have access to, right? And they can speak well of you when you aren't there. The analogy that I like to use to differentiate between a supporter and an advocate is having a seat at the table, right? So we all use that analogy of having a seat at the table. A supporter is going to say, hey, make sure that, there's a seat here. Make sure no one sits here. This is Brittany's seat, right? She's on her way to the meeting. She's coming. Don't sit here. This is her seat. What an advocate will do, an advocate will walk in and say, everyone, thank you so much for joining the meeting. We're going to get started in a moment. But I noticed there's not a chair here for Brittany. Will someone go and grab a seat out of the closet and will you all scoot around so she can have room to sit down, right? So an advocate has that influence to create opportunities, perhaps maybe where there isn't an opportunity, and are able to speak well of you in rooms that you don't have access to. So I hope this information has been helpful. There's so much more that I can share and really dive into each of these levels, but I hope at the very least they've helped you to kind of start thinking through and identifying where people are in your pyramid of support. All right, till next time, take care.